Hello everyone, this is Bayonetta, infinite climax difficulty, no damage, pure platinum. And we have John here. This is the first encounter and she's not that bad as I was thinking. I mean, this encounter with John, because the other encounters, the future encounters with John will be... I'm predicting there will be nightmares and probably the point where I'm going to stop this run. But for this John, you just want to keep your distance. Keep your distance, wait for her to shoot you, and deflect their shots, and dodge their wicked weaves, and then just counter her with wicked weaves and ranged attacks. And you don't have your normal weapons here too, so... yeah, it's not that hard. As you could see, I did this pretty quickly and pretty efficiently. I don't know if she gets affected by the Gaze of Despair, but I mean, you don't have the equipment, so I will assume that you don't even have the Gaze of Despair equipped in that part. And we have this verse. This verse is pretty simple. Every time I fight these enemies, I get always confused because flying enemies are so weird to fight, especially in this difficulty. I just can, and that was a camera bug that happens sometimes when these flying enemies are here. But you know, just do the same thing, do some combos with the kill gore, do some missile shots or whatever when you hold the B button, and get some damage with that, and build your combo. Be sure to be shooting the enemies if you're not doing any damage, so you can keep your combo. And that's how you deal with this. I mean, this is not hard, this is very easy and kind of confusing because flying enemies in this game are... they just do their thing and it's weird. It's weird fighting them, it's weird. I can never do a good, decent fight there because they just do their thing, so... but we have this. This is a big fight and I will be using the pillow talk later in this fight against the giant, because I don't want to mess with the giant enemy. Even though it's easy, I think that I'm going to not use it as much, to be honest, because that enemy just doesn't really deserve. The only problem that I have with that enemy is that he is kinda tanky. And I paused it again. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably going get some like food or whatever. Though that one I didn't edit it out. The other one I edited out, the other pause screen, because I took a while. I think I was getting lunch and I forgot to stop recording, and I had to edit that out. So yeah, and then this is the second wave of this verse. Yeah, not that hard. If you stay on the air on this difficulty, you will have a good time dispatching the enemies. One thing I discovered in this late in this video was that the enemy step on this game with the kill gore is so good. I will be using enemy step more and you'll see that on this video. And for this part there will be some angels, small angels still here, so I will do torture attacks so I can just focus on the giant enemy. And I will equip the pillow talk after dealing with this one. And that's going to be it. I will keep dodging. And I think I have enough high combo. Oh, there's still that guy over there. But yeah, I don't... oh, I didn't even use the... oh, did I? Well... oh yeah, I'm going to use it. So... just going to pillow talk him. It doesn't even do that much. I mean, what does a lot of damage is the normal attacks when it's a charged sword. And I don't think you can kill him here. I wonder if you can actually kill him. If I wasn't worried about damage, I would try it. This part was kinda hard to get the combo pure platinum, because I wasn't getting enough. I wasn't like chaining combos and through the waves, and now from now on I will be doing that. This is verse 4, and these enemies are actually not that bad. When I first played this game I thought they were the worst enemies in the game, but once you kind of understand them, they are actually kind of quick. They are lethal, but they're quick to kill. If you shoot them, they will stop, and if you want to deal with those enemies, I will recommend using the lasso trick shoot them and use the lasso and quickly dispatch. I will show an example of them in another fight, but here there is another half-time that I don't really like. This is not hard by any means, but I just hate when they limit you in the things you can do. So you are limited to 20 punches and 18 kicks, which is, it's kind of generous, but for these tanky enemies I don't really like to do that. I mean, I don't like that, and that's on purpose because they are tanky enemies and they know that. So, use the kill. I will be using the kill gore because that's the high damaging weapon, and I'll finish them off like that. And you have you actually don't have a lot of time to deal with them, which is, for this difficulty where you don't have witch time, is problematic. Not that the timer stops when you witch time. And here's the worst half-time of this chapter, or the worst verse. This verse just kicked my ass for a long time. Again, that bug with when these enemies appear happened again. So it seems a consistent camera bug when these enemies are here. But this half-time is it's just bad. So you just need to kill all the enemies, and you need a high combo for this one. And that seems a simple thing, but this is infinite climax. And then we have these enemies, and this is what I like to do with these enemies. Since these enemies are kinda on the floor and they don't really aggro you, I will be doing this. But this is the general technique I will do for those enemies, because you don't really want to build that much combo for those enemies. It's not worth it, and the fights they appear until now, they just doesn't require a lot of combo points, so you want to dispatch them as quickly as you can. Then we have this is the example of enemy step with the kill gore, so powerful. I will be doing that a lot in the next half-time, I think. It's just so good, and it will help a lot, and it builds a lot of magic thing, Devil Trigger, so be sure to use it. And this is the hardest wave of this half-time. I mean, what I'm doing right now doesn't seem hard, but believe me, it took me quite a while to practice all the waves, and let me tell you that these enemies are very aggressive. Though I already know a very good way to deal with these enemies that you don't really need to rely on really high reflexes. And it's by enemy stepping. If you enemy stepping these enemies with the swords, is so easy, and it's very accessible. So with the kill gore, of course, and you will stun them too, and you will cancel any attack that they started. So they won't really damage you, or the chances of them damage you, it's so low. And I'm not going to demonstrate here because I didn't knew about how efficient the enemy step for those enemies was, but I will be showing that. And at the end you have these two, and these two again are not hard, but after all those waves of enemies, you just get nervous, and you just want to get rid of these guys as quickly as you can. And you can see me spamming dodge, because I went to Panther Within, I think it's called. But these enemies can actually kill themselves, kill each other, because they damage each other, which is kind of cool. But I will do Wicked Waves. I never had a problem with the time requirement for this one. Again, like I said, I had the combo, a combo problem, because it was kind of heartbreaking after doing all that, and the combo, I got a gold combo. It was very sad. But yeah, enemy stepping on these guys must be very easy, but I never risk it because these enemies can grab you if you're too close to them. So I'm going to Wicked with this enemy and just finish him off. And as you can see, it's not very hard, but since you don't have witch time, if you're near him, it's kind of dangerous because he can, again, like I said, he can grab you. And that's it, verse 6. We're going to verse 7. And this is another example of how you can dispatch these enemies when they are all aggro to you. Again, it's not the easiest thing, but it is quite, it's quite useful. And just when they get, when they, are fiery like that, don't really attack them because I think they have armor. Then you have to deal with this guy. I think this is the last one, if I'm not mistaken, the last enemy. So it's just those two and that thing. So unfortunately I dropped the combo. Oh no, there will be two of these. I think I'm going to use the Pilotal Hero. This is the moment where I'm going to stop relying on the Pilotal so much. Probably, I don't know. Maybe I just was so afraid that I didn't have the combo and I used the whip instead. I don't know. I'm going to see what I'm going to do. I don't really remember. This was recorded like a day ago or 2 days ago. So I'm just... yeah, I don't think I'm going to use the Pillow Talk. I mean, it's not really that worth it. I have enough magic to do Wicked Waves if I want. But I think I'm worried about the combo. Like, the Pillow Talk is a very powerful weapon. Yeah, you can enemy step him. But it's a very powerful weapon, but it's very bad for combo. So you don't really want to cheese the whole game with the Pillow Talk unless, unless you just want to beat this game on all difficulties and get the trophies, and you cheese the whole game with the Pillow Talk, then yeah, that's kind of a problem and you're not really learning anything. But for what I'm doing, I think using the Pillow Talk is fine. Well, but everyone has their own opinions about that. I don't really know how, strict the Bayonetta community is, because I'm not really part of it or really care about Bayonetta community. It's not a community that's very noticeable, compared to Devil May Cry community, but such a powerful weapon, you're probably going to get those people that say, oh, you're cheesing the game with Pilotal. And here's another not so great Halfheim, and not so great because it restricts in what you can do. And the restriction for this one is torture attacks. You need to kill the enemies with the torture attacks to complete this Halfheim. And this is... oh, sorry about that. This is the Halfheim where I just discovered the enemy step. This is it. So I'm going to be enemy stepping a lot, because enemy step gives you a lot of magic if you use it with the Kilgore. So as you can see, I'm just enemy stepping everyone. I'm pulling them towards me and using that. I'm going to do the torture attacks. I'm going to always accumulate torture attacks, and then I'm going to go to the next wave. And at least for this wave, you need at least 3 torture attacks. If you run out of enemies, you will fail this, so there's that. I'm going to combo this enemy, do enemy step. That enemy is quite dangerous when he's in the air, so if you can make him not be on camera, it would be the best. And this fight, you need quite a lot of combo points for this one. So here I am doing enemy step again. Enemy step is very powerful. Even for combo points, enemy step is just, it's so good. So here's I didn't really got a lot of torture attacks in this phase, but you can get enough for the other phase. I have 2 magic, I have 2 devil trigger bars, so it will be enough for 2 more torture attacks. Beware, use the torture attacks in weak enemies. Don't use it in strong enemies, because if you use it on strong enemies, it won't count, because you need to kill the enemies to count. I learned that the hard way, because I failed this Halfheim just because of that. And did you see that? That's enemy step on how enemy steps works on those enemies. It's so easy. Those enemies are basically a joke now that they discovered this. I mean, discovered, but not really. I mean, discovered for myself, not that I invented this or the first person discovering this. But yeah, did you see that? These enemies, when you're in the air, they will 100% try to counter you when you are in the air, and that's an opportunity for you to enemy step them, and you'll keep them permanently stunned. Did you say that? That's how you enemy step them in the air. Make sure they have low health when you make torture attack on them. And here I am enemy stepping him. This is, I really look, I didn't enemy step him here, but so good. The enemy step in here is my new favorite thing. And I don't know if it's called enemy step in this game. Probably it is. I don't know what's the technical term for it. I'm calling it enemy step because of Devil May Cry, because it's the same, it's the name in Devil May Cry. And I'm going to again, I'm going to use the enemy step here to. You can't pull the joy towards you, but look at that. Enemy step does a lot of damage, but with the joy you need to be a little bit more careful because she can counter you in the air. But I'm just going to enemy step her whenever she stops or something like that. Whenever she does that, and even if you don't have the Kilgore, she can get stunned if you enemy step her without the Kilgore. So yeah, this is basically the last verse for normal enemies. Enemy. And the next verse will be verse 10, which is a boss, and that's going to be it for this chapter, which I'm very happy to get it done. Still wasn't as hard, but it was something with the Alfheims, I have to admit. The Alfheims got me going. So here's the boss. Not hard, just keep your distance here. Use the whip and keep your distance. Whenever he does that biting, it means he's going to attack you. And if you keep your distance, that means he won't do that slam attack with the head. And the slam attack with the head is not really... I didn't practice it enough, so I might think that it's not very well telegraphed, but I just didn't practice it enough. I will be doing the fireballs, but the fireballs are well telegraphed, so you know when he's going to do that. Spam him with Wicked Weaves, and that's basically this fight. And it's very easy. It's not hard at all. And now you will have that head. I don't know if it does damage to you, like in that part. I will assume that it doesn't, but dodge anyway, just to be sure. And it will help by throwing fireballs too, but it's everything about this boss is well telegraphed, so don't worry about that. And that's it. It's very simple, and you cannot skip this cutscene. Be sure to hit this quick time event or you will die and fail instantly and be forced to restart a checkpoint, the whole chapter. But I will always recommend you to back up your saves after a very hard fight, or a fight that you just took a long time. Back up my saves every Alfheim in my case, so because Alfheims are just very hard. And that's it. That's pure platinum. Everything just good. It was something, this chapter. It had the first kind of hard Alfheims, and that was it. And yeah, as you can see again, I got that red skull. I still don't know what it is. I will assume it's because sometimes I fell on Alfheims and it doesn't count. It does count as a death or something like that, even though it doesn't show a death screen. It's very confusing. I don't know why I'm getting those red skulls, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.